And I want to welcome everybody to another edition of Hoops Hidden Gems podcast. I'm your host, David Jones. Man, can you all believe episode 100? We're still going to do something special, but man, as Coach already knows, that's on the show tonight, I've been all over the place. These past 5-6 days between SEC games, ACC games, SIAC games, ASUN games, CIAA games, high school. I just haven't had the time to do the special show, commemorative show for the 100th edition. But listen, thank you guys as usual for, rocking with me for 2 years. Man, it's hard. 2 years we've been doing. It's been a little more than 2 years, but we'll just round it down to 2 years. And man, we've had a bunch of coaches on the show, a bunch of prospects on the show. We've had educational people on the show. We have trainers on the show, a little bit of everything. And this has been an educational show. And I just want to thank everybody again. But tonight's no different, man. This is my guy right here. This is my guy. We've known each other, man, it's been about 3 years now?
3 years, man. 3 years.
3 years. And we talk basketball. A lot of times we talk basketball, it's past, hey, I got a kid. We can sit up here and watch games for hours. Yeah. And we're at tournaments because he's out. So, folks, if you see him, understand he's watching. And when we're looking at games, we can talk philosophy. He can say, I like this kid, or I can say, I like this kid. And we can disagree, and there's no animosity on that because, as we like to say, iron sharpens iron. And when he says something and I say, I don't see it, and he gives me his point of view, I can say, oh, man, I see what you're talking about right now. And vice versa, and it's great to have these type of people in the business, on your team, as I say. And say, I want to welcome Coach Terrence Jenkins, for people that don't know, from Claflin University and the CIAA, one of the historically Black college conferences. That's, to me, one of the best D2 historically Black conferences in the country. They traditionally put one or two teams at least into the NCAA D2 tournament. So for you people that don't know, that's why he's on the show tonight, to introduce everybody to America that don't know about Claflin. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, man, and thank you for allowing me to, sit on your platform. And hey, special edition 100. That's a historic number, man. So thank you again for having me, man. I want to let people know about Claflin, man, down here in Orangeburg, South Carolina. Historic HBCU, the oldest HBCU in South Carolina. A lot of people know about South Carolina State, but hey, we the new kids on the block. And so, hey, Claflin University, we here to stay.
Absolutely. And man, that's why I said, I was down there at the game last night versus Fayetteville State, and that was my first time on Claflin's campus. And I walked in that gym and looked around and said, well, this is nice. This is really nice. And, that was the first thing I said to you after the game. I said, man, these facilities are really nice. These are better than some D1 facilities.
Absolutely, man.
And a lot of people don't know that, man.
Yeah, Dr. Warmack and with his vision, and Mr. Tony O'Neill, our athletic director, they're doing great things, and man, and we're expanding, man, and you're gonna hear a whole lot more in the days to come.
Hey, man, listen, had the 2 Jumbotrons. I'm looking around like, okay, I said, oh, Claflin doing it up down here. Okay.
Yeah, man, you gotta change it up. We don't want to be the the stigma of the HBCU, falling short in all areas. Dr. Womack, and like I said again, Mr. Tony O'Neill, they really trying to take us to the next level and make sure that the student athlete experience is just outstanding. We know we're not Division 1, but we're gonna run our program just like a Division 1 program.
Absolutely, I couldn't agree with that more, man. And for people that don't know, and there are some people that don't know, tell us about the CIAA conference, man.
Man, I get that question a lot, Dave, man, for real, because we was in the NAIA when I was playing, and then we transitioned. And I've been here since 2002, of course, and so we transitioned into the SIAC, and we was in the SIAC maybe 7, 8 years. And our last year, 2018, we won the SIAC on the men's side. And that whole time we was planning transition to the CIAA. And so we transitioned into the CIAA, 2019. And, it's been a great experience. And all my colleagues from the SIAC be asking me, like, what's the difference? Like, what is the meat and potatoes of the CIAA? And of course, everybody's still caught up on the Charlotte CIAA, good time, all that good stuff. And it's still that in Baltimore, but at the same time, I always say, SIAC was a great experience for us, but the CIAA, it just seems like, and this is the best way I can put it, every school in the CIAA, their community treat their teams like it's a WNBA, NBA team, man. It don't matter who you play them. Like, it can be winter break, it can be a weekend. That gym will be rocking on the road. So there's no easy victories in the CIAA. No cupcakes,
I can see that last night, man. Last night, when I tweeted out about it, I thought it was fitting. I said, typical CIAA game where,
Nick and Tuck.
It don't matter if you're in last place or first, you can get knocked off.
Absolutely, man. Like, it's division play now. We coming down to the meat and the potatoes, as coaches would say now. We getting ready to play our last 2 divisional games coming up, and then schedule flip. Everybody get to see everybody twice now. And so it's gonna be definitely a nick and tuck. Like you say, the last can beat the first. First can wind up, getting upset. So you gotta bring your A game every single night. And you already know, you've been in this business a long time, Dave, and getting young people to play night in, night out. Like, even our men's game, I thought I was hurting after our loss, and I'm still hurting. Dave, I'm sorry you had to come to a game where we fell short. And I was talking to my men's coach, Coach Dunlap, and man, they had the game, and Fayetteville, and that's what you want. And you want to steal a conference game, a division game on the road, and they was able to steal 2 games on the road. So now, we got lick our wounds, because as coaches, you don't want to lose one game twice. We got another game coming up Wednesday, our cross rival, non-conference game, but it's still your cross rival. You always want to win homecoming, and you want to win your cross rival. So we got Benedict coming up, and then it's strictly business. Like, it's strictly CIAA business from there on out. So we excited.
Man, that atmosphere was electric last night. It was crazy because, a lot of people understand, like you said, man, the attendance. I walked in, I was like, oh, man, this is it right here. Yeah, and then man, Fayetteville State brought their fans too.
I told you, man. I'm telling you, it's NBA, NBA, WNBA environment, man. Like, we can go to Winston-Salem or Elizabeth City or Lincoln. Their community buy into their games. Our community will start buying into our games because we got a good product out there. The young student athletes on the women and the men's side and our other sports are doing outstanding on the playing field, on the court, and on the track and field, man. Our men's team on the track and field, back-to-back champions. CIAA, they're going for a 3-peat this year. So, we here to stay. We here to stay.
And man, I see. I mean, that team I saw, that especially on the men's side, Coach Dunlap had, I said, I was tweeting out, I was texting, I was like, man, I was like clapping. I was like, they got a little squad here. They were like, really? I was like, man. And when people don't understand, people always had a misconception, if I go to Claflin, I'm going to go down there and put up 20 a night. Well, you're sadly mistaken. Sadly. Your feelings will be hurt when you're on the end of that bench. You know what I'm
saying? Yeah, you got to play, man. You got to produce. And I tell my young ladies all the time, like, there's no days off. Like, everybody can be replaceable. So you got to, including me. So you got to make sure that you on your A game night in, night out. You got to stack these days every single day, and everything matters. I always tell them, like, everything matters. So you got to be prepared because, like you say, you think it's a cakewalk coming, I'm going to Division II, no problem. I go out there and dominate. Nah, bro. We hooping too. We hooping too.
Well, people don't understand the tradition of the CIAA. The CIAA traditionally has really good teams, and whoever represents the CIAA usually goes pretty far in the D2 tournament. So people don't understand that.
Absolutely. Like Fayetteville last year, they had an outstanding year. Coach Tyreek doing a hell of a job over there. And he came in last night. He stole another one. I haven't had a chance to beat them yet, man. They're my Achilles heel in my side right now. And man, I told my kids, man, today is my mental health day. We wasn't going to do anything today, but we watched film today. How tough it is. You have to lick your wounds and you have to learn from your losses just as well as your wins. So we watched film today, and I told them I'm getting away. Of course I want to dive in on film, but I'm just gonna get away and just make sure that I'm prepared for them on tomorrow to get ready for Benedict. But just talking about Fayetteville, man, they made an outstanding run last year. They won the CIAA tournament, and I think they made it to Sweet 16 last year. They made it to the regional championship game, and so like night in, night out, you just never know, who gonna be at the top. So,
and I couldn't agree with you more. And to your point, like you said, man, whether you won or lost, it was for me to experience it. And I'm going to say this because it's classic. You were up. You were up, and what people have to understand, college basketball is closing out games, execution, and attention to detail. and you know as well as I know, one of those three things get out of whack, that 8-9 point lead is gone.
Absolutely. And that's what it came down to. Just valuing the basketball. Of course, rebounding always a non-negotiable every night. But execution, man, you gotta execute this time of the year. You gotta be playing. You don't want to play March basketball now, if I can say that. But you want to play January basketball right now. And execution is the key. You have to. People they scout now. You got Synergy. You got all kinds of networks out there where people know what you're doing. They know what you're trying to do, and so they're gonna lock you down. Come January, going into February. So that was the biggest key where I knew what Tyreek was going to do. He knew what I was going to do. So it came down to execution, paying attention to detail, the small things, all the big things. Like I tell the young folks all the time, we think free throw box out, no big deal. No, out of bounds underneath. Like you want to stop them from scoring. Those 2 to 4 points that you get those baskets on when the defense is sleeping, that go a long way when it comes to a nick and tuck game down the stretch. And that 5-minute mark is really where I hang my hat on as a young coach, as a new head coach. I always hang my hat this time of the season on that 5-minute mark because you got to be able to manage the game, manage the clock, and just make sure you manage your team. And I just felt like I didn't do it good enough. Of course, I'm beating myself up, but I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. It definitely was a good environment, good game to watch.
And one of the other things, man, and I know what you're going to say on this, is effort. And even with fatigue, a lot of times mental mistakes happen with fatigue, but it's that extra push sometimes that'll give your team a spark. And people have to understand that because a lot of times when that momentum swing, it's hard to get it back.
A small window, like that 5-minute mark. Last night was like a 7-minute mark. We turned the ball over and it was like we could never get back. And Fayetteville, hats off to them. They hit some big shots, man. And we did execution defensively. Everybody think about execution. You think about, offensively. No, you got to execute defensively as well. Like all three phases of the game. We call sideline, out of bounds, and underneath, we call that special teams. Just like football. Like you got to win all three phases of the game. Yes, one may be off here and there, but for the most part, you got to have that foundation. You got to have your pet peeves to say, hey, we got to lock down and get this win right here. And we was able to do that against Livingstone and Winston-Salem last week. And so like I told them, this week brings another week. And, this ain't like football. Football, you get 7 days, 6 days to play another game or 4 days. Like now, CIAA, every 2 days, you got to play. You got to be ready to play. You got time to be too high. You ain't got time to be too low, Dave. So you got to bring it.
I agree. Let me ask you this, because I know this is a pet peeve for you. how important, and I asked everybody this, and I just want you to reiterate it.
Gotcha.
How important is it for a young lady to come into that Claflin program and know the defensive shell drill?
That's the basic. Like, you gotta know rotation, you gotta know angles, geometry, like you gotta know angles of the game, and and sometimes, and I tell people all the time, especially when I was a young recruiting coach on the men's side, like sometimes it comes down to I don't recruit players sometimes. I have to recruit programs. Like,
yes, because they don't teach that.
Yeah, some programs don't teach that. So I gotta go. If I know Dave over here got a good AAU program, they teaching, they running a couple plays, like I'm gonna go check him out a whole lot quicker than I'm gonna go check this AAU or this high school team where they're just getting players from all over and they just dominate. Yeah, it's a good player, but they gotta know how to play.
Exactly.
In the concept of a team. Not saying that you're not coming from a team, but you just been the best player on the court and just dominate. Like, sometimes good versus good ain't good enough. You got to have some fundamentals. And so, to answer your question, that is something that you definitely got to come in with the core values of the game of basketball. That's always good.
Man, I'm so glad you said that, because people need to hear that. Because you get some of these kids that are phenomenal skill-wise, but they don't know how to play.
How to play, man. You gotta know. I just told my team that today, Dave. That's crazy. You must be in my film. I said, hey, man, it's always tough. You gotta know how to play. Everybody, and I get it. The world is driven on scoring. But it's so much other stuff you can do in the game of basketball. I tell my kids that all the time, like, everybody in the Hall of Fame is not in there for scoring.
Mm-hmm.
Dennis Rodman in there for rebounding, John Stockton in there for passing. Like, it's so much other stuff that you can do. You got to know how to play, and that's the biggest thing of going to the next level, or, with anything. Like now, if you were playing for me, Dave, if I come to you and say, hey, this agent contact me, they interested in you, what game you want them to send? What game you want me to send them?
I don't want you to send the game where I have 30. I want you to send the game showing anything else I can do, because to your point of what you said, people don't even understand. I just checked last week, there's not even 20 players in NCAA, I didn't check D2, in D1 that are averaging 20 points a game. Now, from a D2 perspective, somebody is fortunate enough to have somebody averaging 20 points a game.
Yeah, exactly.
But the point is how rare it is. Out of over 1,000+ kids, there's only 20 averaging 20 points a game, or less. Or more. So, you got to think about that. You got to bring something else to the table besides, I can score, I'm up, or, the kids say, I'm a bucket.
A bucket. Yeah, there's more to it than that. Like, who wants to have that hard hat and that glove and that pail to say, I'm going to get my own, coach. I'm gonna let Dave shoot it. I'm going to get that glass, and I'm getting 2 for 1. I'm getting a rebound and I'm getting a bucket. That's a double versus Coach T just having points. Like, that's all you can do. You one-dimensional. Like, I always tell young folks, and I always tell my young lady, don't just be a specialist. Be a specialist in more than one or two things. Like, be able to put the ball on the floor and be able to score the dribble. Like, don't just be a catch and shoot person. Like, you gotta sell yourself. And so we've been fortunate to get some young ladies in my short tenure here to be able to score the basketball. And so it's been exciting just to coach the young ladies every day.
Man, so tell us about Claflin. What type of university it is? What are some of the majors that people can experience at Claflin? Tell us about Claflin life. Tell us about the school. We're gonna talk basketball some more. Don't get me wrong, absolutely. But so many people are asking me, what is Claflin? Tell me about Claflin. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna have him on the show, and he'll tell you.
Absolutely. Well, Claflin is historic, HBCU, of course, the oldest in South Carolina. We built on the Methodist Church. And so at Claflin, I went to school there. I've been here since 2002. They call me an old head. It's founded in 1869. So at the end of the day, we definitely got all kinds of majors, man. And so our biggest majors, biology is one of our biggest. Business, of course, we got mass comm, which is a big deal now, dealing with all this technology, sociology, psychology, and we got engineer. I think it's 2 to 3 to 2 to 3 to Clemson as well. When it comes to engineering, we got computer science. We got multiple education. We got a new nursing program here at Claflin now, and so a lot of community people, and a lot of people from out of state are coming here to Claflin, the Orangeburg, South Carolina, to get a great education. Student life is off the chain now. We just opened up a movie theater on campus.
Wow.
I ain't get a chance to really show you some of the other little things that's going on campus. But when people come in, they're like, man, y'all got a nice spread. We're next door, right through the gate, next door to South Carolina State. Like literally a gate open every single day. And you can walk to their campus and they can walk to our campus. And the beautification of it, we are 2 sister schools, brother schools, however you want to twist it. You can cross study. We call it cross study. If that's not given at Claflin, you can take it at state to graduate, or vice versa. And so that works out when it comes to your senior year or your junior year when you really need that class to graduate. Other things that's on campus, we got Greek life, of course. Greek life is on the chain, and so it's always, games are almost like a party. We have a good time, and so it's always good to have the Greek in the building. But just talking about things that Dr. Womack are doing on campus, man. We trying to buy up all kind of property in the town of Orangeburg, so that the students have a good living situation. Like we buying up, building apartments and stuff like that. So because everybody don't want to be on campus. Not the old days when we was on campus. We want to be on campus and get that meal in the cab. You can still be on campus and still have a meal plan. And so that always works out for the upperclassmen that wants to stay on campus and all. We got some other things that's coming up on campus. We get a new science building coming up soon, and we got a forensic lab on campus. And so the actually local police use our forensic lab just to do a lot of research on crimes and stuff. And so we not a hidden secret much, but we just trying to get out there, Dave. Like we want, we welcome, all minorities to come and just enroll and just, see what we got, man. Just, don't go by hearsay. Come to campus. And I'm telling you, you will not be disappointed at all.
Okay.
And on that note as well, Dave, we got this little thing on campus where, for some reason, it's just a tradition, man, where the students know not to walk on the grass. Like the campus is beautiful. They would not cut across that grass. And South Carolina State and Claflin, that's their little running joke. Like, oh, you go to Claflin, you bougie, y'all don't walk on the grass. Like, no, because we take care of our stuff, man. And, that's coming from Dr. Tisdale legacy. Now, transitioning to Dr. Womack legacy, man, where it's just a beautiful campus, man. And it's laid back, and Dr. Womack, oh my God. Like, I'm talking about you can't get a better president nowhere. I don't care PWI, HBCU. You see him last night. You sat behind him. You was in his seat. Yeah. They nice to say, hey, my man, this Dr. Womack, but he at the game dancing like he's a really hands-on president. He's not walking around. He walk around with a suit on, but at the same time, he's so approachable. Like sometimes you don't have that. Sometimes you have to go through some red tape to get to the president. Not our president. He'll come in the gym, play one-on-one with the kids. He want to know the concerns of what's going on, what we can do better to, have your experience. Because it's all about the students' experience. Because at the end of the day, if Dave have a great experience, he's going to be a walking billboard. He's going to tell his friends in Philly and, Pennsylvania, to say, hey, man, I went to this little school in Orangeburg, in Claflin, and people going to take a peep at it, man. That's what it's all about. And so Dr. Womack doing a great job of just getting our story out there, man. And, it's coming. It's coming.
Oh, no. I mean, to your point, he spoke to me, didn't know me from Adam, and he spoke, and it was just one of them things. And one of the good friends of the show is is watching, so you know he gonna speak. You know, that's my guy, Huff. You know Huff. You know who don't know Huff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's my guy.
Yeah, you know, he talking about tell him about that new student center.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I'm talking about, man. It's crazy. Like, Huff, he had a little Pete. He was down here at Boeing's College, down to my little stomping ground. You can hear my voice. I'm a little country boy from Blackville, South Carolina. So Huff came down from Atlanta, and little Morehouse man came down and he checked us out, and so he had a chance to kind of see what we doing over here at Claflin as well. That student center is phenomenal, man. I'm telling you, the movie theater, you got eateries in there, you got Papa John's, you got Starbucks, we got Qdoba right here on campus. Chick-fil-A comes in and do some commercial stuff here and there. We got a convenience store on campus. So hey, we doing the thing, we doing the thing.
No, and Huff's my guy. So I've been to Edward Waters too.
Yeah.
And when I was telling some of my friends that are familiar with it, I was like, man, Claflin's gym is them and Edward Waters is kind of it's kind of the same almost. Huff, I'm sorry, they got two jumbotrons, Huff. I'm sorry, bro. They got y'all on that one.
You have Huff out here doing 10 camp, trying to get another jumbotron or something.
But no, but I'd like to mention that because Huff knows this as well. The Edward Waters, the Claflins, the facilities are nice. They're nice, and it's always I don't want to be negative. Like some people like to have this negative mentality, like if it's an HBCU, oh, the facilities aren't that great, this, that, and the other. And these two schools, Claflin and Edward Waters, I mean, man, when you look at these facilities, you walk in, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And after the game, that was the first thing I came to you and said, right?
Yeah, I said, Super Dave, we here, man. He was like, man, I'm impressed. I can't lie. I'm impressed. That's why you had to come see. You did see that. You like, if you don't know, you don't know. That was your words. And he was like, okay. And so, President just did our locker room over, the women's basketball locker room over. So, men got a new locker room, refurbished locker room last year. So just doing stuff for the softball team and baseball team. And so, like, we want this to be a great experience for the student athlete so they can leave and then send back their brothers, sisters, cousins, anybody else from the community. And that's what it's all about, having a great student experience. We may not be D1 on paper, but we damn sure we close enough to run it the same way that they run. We got our own charter buses. We tutor a room. We make sure we're gonna stay at the finest places, man. So we doing our thing at Claflin, man, for real.
T, let me ask you this as well, because this is important. Yes, you're a D2. Are you fully funded at Claflin, or do you have to stack your scholarships?
We stack our scholarships for the most part, and so we're a work in progress. We're getting better each and every year. Having an athletic president definitely helps because, of course, much is given, much is expected, of course. And so he's constantly, feeding money to us and just say, hey, what do you need? What do you need? And so we've been doing a lot of stacking the last couple of years. That's getting ready to change in the upcoming years. And we should be still in a great situation where, our biggest thing is making sure our student athletes and students leave Claflin not in debt. We have a cutoff. Students be trying to get extra money and those loans, but our biggest thing is we don't want you to leave here in a lot of debt. So we also stacking this these last couple of years. We try to zero our kids out to make sure they have no student loans or nothing. Make sure, hey, if you come in to play basketball, we want to make sure that we take care of you.
And I asked that question, which leads to my next question.
Okay. So
for the prospects that are high academic, do you have presidential scholarships?
Absolutely. We got those.
Can you touch on that and what's required and what a presidential scholarship will give at Claflin? Can you touch on that?
Well, I can touch on just a little bit. I don't want to put no bad information out there because I don't have everything, the details of it. But I know you get to go. In the past, you get to go on 2 trips with him. because you get to shadow him a lot. And we was giving out two. Dr. Womack getting in a lot of trouble because he always giving out scholarships. So it was two when I was in school with Dr. Tisdale, but Dr. Womack, not putting no boundary on his head, but he usually probably giving out 5 or 6 now. And so he probably give out even more now because that's just something he's really driven, where he wants the young men, young women to come in and have those that have those grades, have those accolades in the classroom to make sure that they get a great experience of just knowing what it is to be presidential, just be in that environment. And so he does a good job of mentoring those students that are coming in under his leadership to be a presidential scholar. But we do have an honors college here as well. So if you're not a presidential scholar, you actually can go into honors college, who is, they have their own division on campus. And so that's definitely something a lot of our student athletes go in. Because we got a lot of, scholar athletes, we like to say, and they go in that a lot. And we get to stack it. And so they go in there and get X amount.
That's where I was going, T. That's exactly where I was going.
Yeah. So if you go, matter of fact, I got 2 young ladies on. I got one was, we have a program where if you're valedictorian, you definitely go free, bam, of your class. That's just as good as a presidential scholarship as you just talked on, So, I got a young lady on my team now, a freshman. She hasn't been playing a lot right now because she's been injured in and out, but she's actually a valedictorian from her high school class. And so she actually full scholarship. So she don't take no money off my book. And so that's always good. And she a baller. You'll hear a lot about Trinity in the next couple of years.
And you're answering. I was leading you to that. And my next question was going to be, how attractive is when you're going out, like when we're at Run for the Roses, or you're here in Atlanta, whatever the case may be, and you see somebody that catches your attention, and you see this person's a 3.5, 3.8, 4.0, 4.1. How much more attractive is that to you, especially if the young lady can play?
That's big, man. That's big because it helps out the budget. Like you say, we're talking about stacking it. When you're talking about stacking it, we're talking about a young lady that's a 3.5, 3.5 GPA in her class, and that's definitely good because that's gonna help our books out. Where you're gonna get a lot of academic money just coming in, having that. Our motto is, no books, no ball. Anyway, that's just the bottom line. We're not running a basketball factory. My AD and my president definitely wouldn't want me to say, hey, we just gonna use these young ladies for basketball. If they graduate, they graduate. If they don't, hey, they're on their own. No, we love that's intriguing to us when we recruit a young student athlete and she has the grades, and so that's always good, and that's going to be really more intriguing to me and Coach Mike, my assistant, to say, hey, we need to look in on this young lady right here. We getting a good baller that hitting the books hard. So hey, that's letting us know who are you as a person already, to say, hey, you about your business. At the end of the day, there's no knock on somebody that has a lower GPA, but at the same time, it is what it is at times where we get a young lady that got outstanding grades, we definitely gonna kind of go at her hard.
Absolutely. T, as we winding this up, man, and I always love to ask this is your recruiting pitch, brother. Why Claflin?
Ooh, why not? The biggest key is, man, we are a hidden gem. We down in Orangeburg, South Carolina, but whether it's not where you at. It's what you do when you get there. And so you come down to Claflin, you're gonna get a great experience, education, great athletic experience, man. And my biggest thing is, when I tell my recruits all the time, I'm gonna always demand. I'm never gonna degrade. I'm always gonna push you to do better. The same foundation that you come here with from your parents, your community, and your church, I'm gonna uphold that same standard. We want you to come here, get a great education, great experience. Cav is off the chain now. Where when I was in school, you got 3 meals, and after 4 o'clock, it was over. Now Cav got extended hours, so you're gonna eat good. You're gonna get a great experience and an outstanding education. So you're going 3 for 3. You can't beat that, man. You can't beat that at all. And so you know, like I always tell people, why not Claflin, man? You know, yeah, it's a lot of HBCUs out there, but Claflin just hit just a little bit different.
And let me ask you this: do you have elite camps and team camps at Claflin?
Absolutely, I definitely do. I always have. I haven't had a team camp yet, but this year's my first year having a team camp. We might do 2 of them. Don't have those dates right now, but I definitely let you know ASAP. We always do elite camp. We always do one in June, and we always do one in August. We like to do one when our students get back on campus as well. And team camp will be the first year that we do one. We're gonna probably do it for like 3 days, and we're not sure if we're gonna do 1 or 2. But we definitely doing that this year, and we definitely be getting that information out to you, Dave, as soon as possible once we lock in those dates. And so we can go ahead and start locking those schools in, man. Because we just trying to bring in prospects from all over. And we definitely are trying to bring in some of these Georgia young ladies that can come in from the backwoods of Georgia, you know, come in and, you know, do their thing.
And last but not least, man, how can people contact you?
They can definitely contact me on Twitter, on Instagram, definitely email, you know, but most young people don't use email. But I'm on all aspects of it, you know. Don't ask me now, Dave, you know, I can't remember all of it, but I definitely will send you everything so you can put that out there as well for me. And so I'm on all lines of communication, man. So it's definitely dealing with Claflin. Something dealing with Claflin, you can look me up. You know, we have our own team web page out there with, you know, Lady Panthers, you know, women's basketball, Claflin Panthers. We got like 3 or 4 out there that we always just posting stuff. Coach Mike, Miss Lee, they do an awesome job of just putting that news,
that content out there. Yeah.
And so everybody needs to know, like, when we doing some great things here at Claflin.
Hey man, listen, brother. I'm proud of what y'all doing out there, man. I like I told you, I was impressed after last night, man. And you know, when I got that opening in my schedule, you know, I appreciate you for accommodating the last minute. Like, hey man, you know, I got an opening. Can I come check y'all out? And you were like, yeah, come on. And you know, man, I was thoroughly impressed. So for you people that don't know, and you know, I got to say this, for his best player is from my hometown. You know what I'm saying? His best player, Nia Morris. You know, she out there doing her thing. So my Pittsburgh people watching, we out there doing big things still. We still out there doing it.
She doing things. She just hit 1,000 points here at Claflin in 3 years, which is outstanding. You know, my first player that I ever had on the women's side that hit 1,000 points at all. And you say that she was a small world. When you got there, you looked at some things, you're like, ooh, I know her. Ooh, I know this. Like, it's crazy. So that was awesome, man. I'm glad that you came down to check us out, and the thing came full circle because, like you say, me and you been at this thing for like 3 years, man. And for us to reconnect last weekend for MLK weekend, and then 3 days later, you hit me up and say, "Hey, I got opening Saturday. What can I get in?" Man, I got you, man. So hey, my listeners out there, you know, if you want to come down and check us out, you know, just hit me up, you know, and you definitely get you in, man. No problem, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, we can't stay hidden forever. So we here. We here to stay. You know, thank you for having me on this platform. I can't thank you enough. You know, 100 is big to me. So, you know, I know that's special to you as well. Been at this thing for 2 years doing your podcast, and I was delighted, you know, to take you off when you say, "What you doing 7:30?" I was like, probably winding down, getting ready for, you know, Monday. But, you know, of course, we missing the game right now. But
yeah, we missing the game. You know, I'll catch on Sports Center what's going on.
Exactly.
For people that don't know, it looked like the Eagles beat the Redskins, so I know that much.
Absolutely, yeah.
But no, man, like I said, man, you coming on, and we see each other multiple times throughout the year because, you know, what people understand, you out scouting. So, you know, I want to debunk that myth that, you know, these HBCU coaches are not out. No, he's out because he's standing right next to me half the time when we talking about players. So he's in Kentucky, he's in Georgia. He gets it in. And, you know, much respect to you on that, man, because you take your craft seriously, brother. And you know, you get my respect, definitely.
Absolutely, man. I'm looking under every rock, every stone. Like, I mean, you just don't know. You don't know. You gotta go check it out, man. You know, somebody else might say, "Oh, ain't no ball players over there." that might be for them. Let me go look at it myself. And so I appreciate you, man, of me being transitioning from the men's side to the women's side, you being one of the first, recruiters that I ran into, and for you to stay in contact with me these last 3 years and always throwing me a nugget, whether it's high school, JUCO, or anywhere, you be like, hey, connecting me to people I need to know. So I definitely appreciate that, man. Because hey, at the end of the day, I can't see everything. I don't know everything. So
none of us do, man. None of us do. That's what the network is for. You know what I mean?
Man, it's awesome.
None of us do, man. I appreciate you, man. I didn't have to tell you this, but once you on this show, you consider family. But you got a cheat code. You've been family. You've been my circuit family for since you started hitting. We see each other all the time, bumping into each other, and we talking about players. But man, this won't be the last time you come on the show because people need to know about Claflin as a valuable resource for school and athletics, man. I mean, that degree is very valuable. So I wanted to bring you on. So people that are considering it, consider Claflin. Definitely
consider Claflin, man. Claflin University. Look us up, man. Claflin.edu. You can't miss it, man. I'm telling you. You would not stop thanking me once you do your research. You see all the programs we have and everything to offer. On and off the playing field. Whether you want to be a student athlete or you just want to just be a regular student, man. I'm telling you, like Claflin, we family. Like what you see is what you get. Like everybody on campus, we get along. We have a good time. Sockalown State get along with us. We get along with Sockalown State. And so, it's definitely a family environment. We don't just talk about it. We definitely about it. And so from our president, it goes from the top to the bottom. And so, it's just a family environment, man. I love it. Like I wouldn't be part of nothing else. People always say, man, when you gonna leave? You still at Claflin? I mean, quick story. I was at the MLK last month
here in Atlanta.
Lady, she had I want to say East Mississippi. East Mississippi and community college. And she saw me and she walked up there to me and she was like, man, coach, you still at Claflin? And so she's like, I graduated from Elizabeth City like 2016. You still there? I remember you on the men's side. But hey, Claflin been good to me. I'm telling you, if you do your homework, do your research, and look up Claflin and have the chance to come visit, it'll be good to you as well. I promise you.
Absolutely. Hey, brother, I appreciate you, man. Like I said, I'm going to put the word out for you, man. So, CIAA conference, quality conference, Claflin University, quality school with good facilities and good people. The least you can do is take a look for yourself. Not saying Claflin's for everybody, but at least take a look because you just never know. You never know.
Man, you just never know. I thank you again, Dave, man. I can't thank you enough because at the end of the day, I was like, man, Sunday, man, that's my wild now. It used to be my mental health day, but you can't miss an opportunity to be on a platform like this to kind of sell your program, sell your university. Because I'm actually a Claflin Knight, so it's nothing like selling my institution, man. Because I love it dearly, man. I've been here since 2002, So hey, I'm like a co-founder now, and so I love it. So here we are.
Absolutely, brother. Like I said, we're gonna talk soon, man. Me and you can talk because half the time when we talking, we in the gym for hours anyway. You know what I mean?
Hey, we might not even be talking about the team that's on the floor. You telling me about them, I'm like, okay, let me write this down. Write this down on the side.
So you already know. You already know, man. Hey, man, you already know. We're gonna see each other. Between March to July, we're gonna see each other at least 2 or 3 times, at least.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I'm gonna have to get your schedule and see where you at. Okay. I know we can bump shoulders somewhere.
That go without saying. I don't even ask you. Look, half the time I'm walking the job, I'm like, oh, there you go. Let me go up there and say something.
Absolutely, man. Gotta be in the gym. Face gotta be in the place, man.
Absolutely.
Face gotta be in the place if you want to have a chance. At the end of the day, I understand you can watch games online and all that good stuff. But man,
gotta see them live.
They want to see that Claflin sit on the front They want to see, they want to be liked. They want to be seen. They want to know, hey, he came to see me. Yeah, I saw you. Yeah, I came to see you.
So, yeah, you're right, brother. You're right. Hey, man, we're going to wrap this up, brother. Like I said, I appreciate you so much, man. Like I said, I know I'm going to be seeing you, Lord knows where, in the next couple of months. But, brother, I just wanted to let people know that, how good of a person you are, a good coach. And like I said, now that I know, you at a good school, man. You know what I'm saying? You had a great school, and people needed to know that. So, man, thank you for coming on. Thank you, President, for the hospitality, man. I mean, hey, he didn't know me from Adam. You know what I mean? This was like, he was just talking to me like he knew me. I was like, oh, okay.
People, man, especially if you tell him like he has a connection where he know you. If you say, oh, Coach T, such, bam, it's already you family right there. That's him.
Yeah,
that's who he is, man. He don't make no screams. And he gonna talk a little trash here and there. If y'all have different, NFL teams or whatever the case may be, he's just a competitive man. So he won't clap to be number one in everything, and I love it. We got the same competitive juice. That's all you want. You want somebody fight for you, and you won't mind fighting for them.
Absolutely. Brother, I'm going to catch you soon, man. I appreciate you coming on. We're going to talk soon, okay?
Absolutely, man. Thank you again. Go Panthers, man.
That's my guy, man. Listen, that's my guy right there, man. We could have talked for another hour. But I say that's my guy. Trust me. And, man, the biggest thing about this business is having good people that you could talk to, you could text, call, and he one of them, man. I mean, like I said, love him to death, man. I mean, he been like family to me since we connected, and it's always been that way. We talk everything. We talk everything when we talk basketball, and I wanted you all to see this person and get to know him just for this short time. And so for you people that are interested, check out Claflin. Claflin is a HBCU. They have some good things going there, and I can stamp it now. I went there and was like, oh, this okay. It's right next to South Carolina State. They work in conjunction, like you said. And, I think it's an opportunity that people need to pay attention to, whether it's HBCU, PWI, check all of your options is all I'm saying. That's going to do it for tonight, man. Thank you all so much for coming on episode number 100. I appreciate you all. Can't believe it's been this long that we've been doing this, and we're going to keep doing it. We're going to keep educating folks, whether it comes to school, whether it comes to financial aid, whether it comes to military basketball, whether it comes to Canadian colleges, whatever it can be, so you can have that knowledge. This is the platform for it. That's going to do it for tonight, man. Thank you guys so much for coming on. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep spreading the gospel, as people like to say. I'm your host, David Jones, and we will see you next Sunday. Good night.